Hello, dear student. I'm teacher Fidel. I'm back again. This is the URUREMBO class as usual. So now, I hope you are good, you are okay. I hope you are fresh and you are ready to follow me to this lesson. So before we go to the lesson of today, who can remind me what you have seen yesterday? Are you ready, dear student? Do you remember? We have seen, let me remind you a little bit. We have seen the meaning of poetry. Do you remember? We have seen also what is a poem and someone who writes poems. Do you remember? But also we have seen one type of poetry from Japan, which is called haiku. And you have seen its characteristics. Do you remember? Do you remember, dear student? Yes. Yes. This is URUREMBO class. Today is the lesson, dear student. Also, it is very interesting. Tanka. 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 Tanka also is another form of Japanese poem. It is a kind of type of poem. Also, this poem is from Japan. Like the haiku, the poem also is from Japan. Is from Japan. Now we are in Japan. Now we are in Japan. So this poem also, it has different names. You can call it waka or uta. Waka or uta. In other words, Tanka also is called a short song. It means a short song. A short song. It means you can sing, You can sing, okay? You can sing a tanka. And dear student, you remember that a poem is the same as a song. There is no difference between a song and a poem. No. They are the same. They are the same. The difference is that one is written and the one is being sung. But really, when a song is written, it is a poem. Do you hear me? Yes. Let's move, dear student. And when you come to the comparison, Tanka is longer than haiku. Longer than haiku. Remember, haiku has 3 lines. But we start now. How can you guess how many lines with the Tanka now? Now, Tanka has 2 additional lines. 3 plus 2. It means Tanka has 5 lines. Okay? Has 5 lines. And then, now for structure of the syllables, Tanka has in total 31 syllables. Can you see, dear student? 31 syllables. 31 syllables. So let's look at the structure. You remember that the structure of the haiku is 575. Okay? But for Tanka is 5, 7, 5. Look at here. 5, 7, 5, 7, 7. You see? 5, 7, 5, 7, 7. Then a Tanka does not have any punctuation. When you read the Tanka, there is no ending punctuation. No ending per punctuation. It also does not use rhyme. As in haiku, we don't have rhyme in haiku. Even in Tanka, there is no rhyme in Tanka. It has no rhyme. Are you together, dear student? Now we see that the third line of the Tanka, 1, 2, 3, okay? 1, 2, 3. The third line of the Tanka now acts as a pivot, okay? Because it is in the middle. It means it is the line that divides, okay, the poem into two parts. Okay? So now the Tanka, the third line, acts as a pivot. It means the line between, which divided the poem into two equal parts. Yes, as usual, as the haiku, please, the Tanka uses imagery, okay? Imagery to create the picture in the mind of the readers. Remember, yes, the word imagery is that creates mental picture in the minds. What are the figures of speech? What are the examples of imagery? Dear student, you have seen, okay? We have similes, we have metaphors, and the personification. Okay? Yes. And from all those, the reader can smell, the reader can touch, the reader can hear, the reader can taste and see, okay, what the poet intended. That's the role of figures of speech or imagery that creates the picture in the mind of the readers. So now, dear student, let's have an example, typical example of a Tanka. Are you here, dear student? This is an example. Can you help me to count the lines, dear student? If you are there now, can you count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this poem has five lines, and you have seen that a Tanka has 5 lines. So this is a Tanka. Okay? And then, as you can see, there is no ending. There is no ending punctuation. Also, the poem has no rhyme. Okay? So, dear student, also we have another example here. Okay? Read this Tanka in pair and discuss its message. Finally, explain the kind of atmosphere it creates. You have to know the message of the Tanka. And you have also to see the atmosphere that it creates. Which one is the Tanka? This is the Tanka we are talking about. This is the Tanka we are talking about, dear student. This is the Tanka we are talking about. Can you help me to read this Tanka? Or to see if it is a Tanka really, to count the lines? The man I used to meet in the mirror is no more. Now I see a wasted face. It dribbles tears. How many lines? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. Okay? We have there 5 lines. Dear student, it is there 5 lines. So this is it. Before we end up our lesson of today, I would like to come back to this Tanka and to give you an assignment or homework. Please go and count syllables in this poem. Okay? Go and count the syllables in this poem. Are you here? Go and count the syllable in this poem, and then you find out atmosphere or mood of this poem. Even you find out the imagery that is in this poem. I mean similes, metaphors, personification, okay, etc. So now this is the end. Let me have a short reminder for you. This is another kind of poem from Japan, the same, which is called Tanka. Okay, which is called Tanka. Tanka. Yes, Tanka. And you have seen that Tanka, it has different names. You can call it waka or uta. And this means a short song. You can sing, okay? And then in the physical structure, this poem has 5 lines, okay? And it has 31 syllables in total, with a structure like 5, 7, 5, 7, 7, okay? And it has no ending punctuation. It doesn't have rhyme, okay? And the third line, it acts as a pivot, okay? Because it divides into the poem into 2, which is equal, okay? Uses imagery, right? Which is similes, metaphor, and personification. So whether the reader can touch, can taste, can hear something, okay? What the poet intended. So thank you very much, dear student. I hope you have followed well, you have paid attention, and see you next time. We still love you. This is URUREMBO class. Please subscribe, share, and comment. We love you so much. Thank you. We're coming back.